Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Shoe Snob podcast. It's been a little while. Forgive me as I adjust my chair. Been a little while since I've done one of these, not because I don't have anything to say, but just because I have so much going on. But what I do want to say actually pertains to the other videos I do on this channel, and those are the unboxings. So we live, unfortunately, in this hypersensitive, hyper price sensitive world where and I'm not gonna lie, this mainly appears to be the online client, aka most likely a lot of you who watch blogs, read forums, participate in forums, read blogs, watch blogs, video channels like this, who are just always on the hunt. But it seems like you're always on the hunt for the least expensive thing, which is great, you know, if you have a budget that you can't afford. But what it becomes is constantly, I don't know, trying to pick between two brands that, I mean, the price is 50 to 100 bucks difference, and then trying to know who's better. And it's just silly in all honesty, because there's no such thing as who is better. There is no one authority in this world that can state who's the best, who's better, as these are all personal preferences. You can ask me for my opinion because maybe you value my opinion, but in all honesty, what I like is gonna be different than what a lot of normal people like. Because a lot of normal people are price conscious, country made conscious, this conscious, that conscious, and all I care about is cool design, a well-made shoe, not paying for somebody's name in a insulting way, aka designer brands, good people behind the brand, stuff like that. Last shape, fit, obviously, because you can't wear shoes that aren't comfortable. But I don't care about whether the brand has 10 versus 12 stitches to the inch on the sole welt, whether or not one finishing is flawless and one is not flawless. I mean, these things are just so inconsequential after the first second of wearing your shoes. So when I get asked who's better between Urine and Octo, my recent question, and it's not just this comment I'm picking out because there were plenty prior to that, so all building up, but it's like, okay, Octo makes amazing shoes. I think they start at around $600. Fit was great for my foot. That doesn't mean fit's gonna be great for your foot. Finishing was great. Last shape was a little pointed for me. It was still nice, but I don't like things so pointed. All the details were on par. There was a little bit of toe turn up, which I'm not crazy about. And then they're like, okay, now what about Urine? So Urine is $500 for a remarkable product. Okay, last was nice, a little bit elongated for my foot. The fit for me, I preferred on the Octo, but Urine's value is amazing. The $500 for fully hand welted, and I will blog about the immaculate finishing details, but truth be told, I don't like shoes that to me look overly feminine. And when I say overly feminine, like really tight heels, super tight waists. I like things that are like not robust, but slightly more robust. So overall, I love the look of the Urine because it has a slightly more robust sole and heel. And that's what I like. So it's like, but is the Octo better? I won't lie, I do think the finishing overall was far more impressive on the Octo. And that's not to say that the Urine wasn't close, but if you really just want, because I know it feels like a lot of you want those little details that really at the end of the day only matter if you're sticking your shoes on your mantelpiece. It doesn't matter when you're wearing the shoes. It doesn't matter to anybody else. It only matters to you when you really unbox that shoe, because outside of that, stitch to the inch, perfect flawed heels this, sole that, it's all destroyed after you wear it. I mean, it's all inconsequential. You never think about those things again. And so, I don't know, I just feel like so many people are just itching to try to find the best but cheapest shoemaker in the world, and it's like, things don't exist, and frankly, they don't matter. Buy what you like. Buy what you think looks good or feels good or has great customer service. There's no who's better, who's the best. None of that matters. There's who's your favorite, and you have your favorites for your personal reasons. Again, you know, a lot of people will ask me my favorites, and it's so hard because I'm friends with a lot of the shoe owners of the brands. And I would never want to offend any of them by telling somebody else is my favorite, but also because, you know, I may like the owner of one brand more than I like the other of the other brand, but I like their shoes maybe more than the friend that I like better. And it's like, how do you start assessing which one's better? Because you have emotional ties to something, and those emotional ties mean something. So, I don't know. There's really no point outside of, I don't know, maybe like just stop trying to search for what is considered the best, because the best is a very subjective idea. Who's better is subjective. If you truly care about my opinion, well, to be honest, I'm not going to state my opinion anymore on who's the best this, who's the best that. Sadly, the position I put myself in is a precarious one where I'm friends with many of the owners of the shoe brand industry, and, you know, I once offended somebody by telling the truth about their shoes, and I'll still continue to tell the truth, like critique shoes. But like, you know, when you're saying who's your best friend, and you're picking your best man to your wedding, you probably make some other guy you didn't pick sad. So, and again, it's I don't think there's a brand overall that just hits all the categories out of the park to be labeled number one. You know, there's always, well, I prefer the last at that brand, or I prefer the heel height at that brand, or I prefer the design at that brand, or whatever. But, you know, there's great brands, and I think if a brand offers great value for money, great design, great quality, and I think it's all about this idea of quality, which is really where the basis of this topic is and the basis for this question. And quality is so subjective. Again, it really just depends on what you value. And again, I will value something completely different. I come from a design point of view. This is what I value. I value amazing shoe design. I love Corte shoe design. Is Corte my favorite brand? No, but I love their design. But quality, for me, quality is just a solid shoe. I really, and some of you might find this blasphemous, but some of you will understand this too. I think the newbies won't understand this, but the guys that have loads of shoes will understand this. The more shoes you have, really the more you just stop caring about all that inconsequential rubbish. You know, you don't care about stitches to the inch. You don't care about whose fiddle back is flawless. You don't care about any of that stuff, because you just want to buy and wear nice shoes and look good and feel good. But nobody sees all that stuff. That doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. And maybe if you care and it makes you feel good, so be it. But you start to stop caring when you have so many, and you just start realizing it's not really what's important. Really what's important is looking good, feeling good, and being treated good. And that's usually you start to build relationships with brands, rapport with the people that work there. You appreciate their design, you appreciate their service, you appreciate their fit. That's what makes a great brand, in my opinion. So when you're telling me who's better between this brand and that brand, I've never personally met the owner. I've seen the shoes once, neither. And I don't care, to be honest. So I'm just sharing you what I see in the shoe in that moment, but I'm not here to tell you who's better. So you can continue to ask these questions, but I won't answer them. I'm just gonna tell you, listen to the videos. You have the facts in what I state in each video, but I won't make opinions on who's better, because in reality, I don't care which one is better. I don't think about which one is better, because frankly, I don't wear any of these shoes. All the shoes I'm sent, I don't wear. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I wear my shoes on the wall. People send me shoes, and then later I sell those shoes, because that's kind of my payment for my work. Not that that's the agreement, people just send them, and then I just sell them off to enthusiasts who like them. So at the end of the day, I don't really care who's the best, who's better, who's this, who's that. I care about supporting great shoemakers that are nice people that make good shoes. And that's what's important to me. Knowing who's better between two brands that sell shoes for $50 difference and have various details different doesn't matter. So this is a podcast, but a rant at the same time, because it's just like, hey, people, calm down. Just buy what you like. Buy what looks good. If I say that the shoe feels good and fits good and looks nice and has great details, that's what you should know. But don't then try to compare it against XYZ and every other brand in the industry. No, buy what you like. You try things. If my review at the end doesn't match what you feel when you get the shoe, well, that's human nature. So when you're asking me which one's better, now you're gonna know our opinions are different anyway. So even if I said, hey, buy that brand, it's better, and then you end up not liking the brand, there you go. So what difference was my opinion in the end of it? Buy what you like. Support makers. Talk to them. Reach out to them. If they treat you like crap, don't buy them. Don't support them. If they treat you great, support that maker. Even if that maker there is a small time better finishing, better this, better that, but they gave you great service. Isn't that better? Again, it matters on what you value. That's what makes something better or not. But only you can answer that. I can give you my opinions, but frankly, I'm not here to list my opinions on comparative ideologies for every single brand that I review. I'll give you the facts of the shoe, and that's that. So, stop seeking who's the best. There's no best. The best only is the best to you. It's not going to be the best to everybody else. So, and you can only answer who's the best to you by buying multiple brands and then starting to decide who you like based on what you prefer. Fit, design, style, finishing, this, that, the other. That's how you discover who's the best is. Not by me telling you. Because again, my best is not necessarily anyone else's best. When I'm judging the bespoke shoemaking contest, I often have very different ideas about what everybody else is judging. Am I right? Are they right? Who's to say? So anyway, just wanted to get that out there and tell you, please refrain from asking me who's better than who else. I'll just tell you right now, so this is clear. Any brand that you pay for their name is automatically not better, in my opinion. I like brands that are honest, brands that charge you for the quality of their shoes. Now, some of you might confuse paying for a name with a region that's more expensive, and therefore the shoes are just naturally more expensive, aka shoes made in England. Especially when we have so many shoes coming out of East Asia that are super low for qualities just as high. That's more about region than name. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know. Just buy what you like, buy what you see. If I say it's great, you can trust that, but please don't ask me to compare it against somebody else. That's not what I'm here for. So Thanks as always for tuning in, and stay tuned for more. Bye-bye.